onto something more positive. So we got the new car, obviously. I told you that already. We went out camping last week. That's why I had a mate up here from down south, so I didn't do the podcast last week. We went out down to Cleaverville. Went for had a camp out. Took my brother came as well. It was a little boys' night. Had a campfire because it was nice and chilly still, which was good. Woke up the next day, went for a fish, a bit of a dive. And we just had a rad time. Had a good time testing the car out, taking it on a long drive, testing out the new swag as well. That was cool, and it was good for me to get some like confirmation from myself about this canopy that we've spent all this money on, because loading the ute up, the back of the ute, and I don't have any roof racks on the vehicle now or any shade or anything like that, and having to jam a fridge in and an esky in and swags and everything in the back there, and trying to sort of Tetris stack the thing, and then getting there and forgetting a couple of simple things that I needed, and having to unpack the whole ute to get to what I wanted. Like I'm so over that shit that I'm so glad I've got a canopy coming where I'm going to have everything I need in there. And I'm going to get out more and more often, and the car drives like a dream, so I'm bloody stoked about that. That's a good positive. And got another trip out, maybe one of the last ones for the year, because you know the nights are starting to warm up again now. I am sort of keen for one more trip inland to one of the hot springs, the natural springs, like Willy Wally. We'll see how that one pans out. But you know, the year is motoring along fairly quickly. It's late October now, so we'll see how we go with that. But that was really nice, man. Nice to get in there and test that car out and go for a drive and catch up with me mate and take the boy out. And he had a ball as well. Got in snorkeling in the water. That was the first time he did snorkeling, and he was all over it. He was frothing on it. So that was pretty cool to see that happening. I'm going to go get him some little fins and mask that fits his little face a bit better, and wait for the water to clear up so we can go for a dive out the front here. I've been talking about it for weeks now and frothing on the idea, but just can't get the right tides and winds and everything. And it's always so blowy lately, like especially in the Arvos, it really chops up and you get that green water out the front. You know, you're not going to be able to see the damn thing in the water out in front of you. Which actually reminds me, I've got to tell you, first of all, I'll give a shout out to my mate Eli, who came up last weekend. One of my best mates I've had for years and years and years. He was my best man at my wedding, you know. Known him for whatever, 12 years, 13 years. And so he's making some, I should have some to show you here, I don't, I'm using one. Some iPhone, iPad, GoPro media mounts, right? And they're called Shogun mounts. His nickname Shogun. Weird story, don't really know the origin of it, but that's his nickname. Shogun and they're called Shogun mounts, and they're like heavy duty mounts for phones and microphones and iPads and whatever the hell you want. There's a bunch of different connections and a bunch of different lengths and clip-on sort of designs, and they have like this. I should show people who are watching. Anyway, they've got like a wire running through the middle, and this like, I can't remember what it's called. It looks like a colourful centipede, like this sort of circular ball and socket type plastic connection that goes along it, and they're real manoeuvrable. You can, like I said, there's a magnet end, there's clamp ends, there's kind of different kinds of clamp ends. You hook them onto something. Some of them are made to hook onto a tree. Obviously, the magnets stick onto a bit of steel. There's ones that clip onto a bench top, and then the ends of them. Some have iPad clamps. Jeez, windy. Some of them have iPad clamps. Some of them have iPhone clamps or phone clamps. You can put a GoPro in them. All sorts of different shit. Some of them got a magnet on the end. They stick like on both ends, and you have a magnetic connection on your phone or whatever. So they're really handy. He's going to be selling those on Facebook. He's getting a design done up. He was talking to Sam of Under the Sun Designs, a friend of ours up here in Headland while he was here. He's going to design something for him, and he'll get that out on Facebook. So I'll be fucking blowing him up when that gets launched, and talking about it all the time and posting his shit on my social media feeds as well, because they're really good mounts. The whole idea is that they're a range of different options and uses. They're really strong, quick and easy, so you can literally have like a 0.5 meter to 700mm long arm that'll hold your iPad out at length and take the weight of it, you know what I mean? And you can have them in all different settings and situations, which is really great. It's really cool. So yeah, like I said, I'll blow them up for those when they come out. I should use one for my fucking microphones. See if he makes one for those. And he came up and visited us, right? Now, he's a miner, like he drives a bogger underground. He's a bloke, like, you know, he's an, you know, he loves the outdoors. He's fucking just a dude that gets shit done. He's got a solid sort of head on his shoulders, right? And the point I'm telling you this is because we went diving and he was in there snorkeling around with Shady while I went out around the corner, around the point, and the rocks a little bit deeper, looking for some blue bone and shit. And it was really sandy, couldn't see a whole lot. Only some small fish, didn't get really a good sight on anything. Then went back in and said, hey, we should go out to that drop off a little bit further out, like 30-40 metres out. We'll go swim out there over the sand and go to this drop off in the reef ledge, and then see if we can't get on the other side of that. Might be a bit cleaner and see some fish. He goes, oh yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, come on mate, jump in. So left Shady on the beach with my brother. We jumped in, went for a paddle. We're just swimming out just through the ocean, right, and through it's just a big sand patch on the way out. And it was, I don't know, maybe 3 meters deep, 4 meters deep. Couldn't tell because once he got away from the rocks from the point, it was just so much sand moving through. You could kind of just barely see your hand in front of your face, right? And he sort of started freaking out a little bit, and I thought, come on mate, you'll be right, let's go. He goes, oh man, it's fucking deep here, I don't know how deep it is, it could be anything out here. I'm like, mate, we're not that far off the beach, you'll be right, it's only a couple of meters, 3 meters or something. So I swam down to touch the bottom, and I had my spear gun was out in front of me, and if I didn't have my spear gun in front of me, I would have smacked my face into the sand. I stabbed the point of my spear gun in the sand and thought, oh shit, I've hit the bottom here, because you just couldn't see. I couldn't tell the difference between the bottom and just the sand floating past my face. So I was like, oh geez, it is pretty bad viz here. I pop up and I see him looking around on the side of him, like wild eyes on him. I said, what are you doing, man? And he goes, oh, fucking could be anything out here, man. And I said, alright mate, calm down, fucking slow your heart rate down, let's just paddle out and get to that fucking ledge, not realising that he's like starting to freak out proper. He's like hyperventilating. I put my head in, start swimming, look back, and he's up again, looking left and right around himself. Could be anything out here. I said, come on, man. And then he goes, something touched me. And I look at him, and he's legit freaking out. I'm like, oh fuck, he's proper freaking out. And like I said, he's a man's man. He's a solid head on his shoulder. We've been in some pretty dodgy and hairy situations together over the years, and he's always like, come on, fucking sort it out, mate. Get your shit together, kind of bloke. Went to fucking Carragini with this guy with a dislocated knee fucking 10 years ago. And a knee brace on. I'd literally dislocated it like a week before, could barely walk, and went through all the fucking gorges doing the level 4 or 5 tracks and shit like that with him going, come on mate, fucking hurry up, stop being a princess, like this is the fucking kind of dude he is. And he's freaking out in the water, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? And alright mate, calm down, just turn around and go back. And I just have this vision of him like wild-eyed looking around him in the water, like as if he's fucking got man-eating sharks circling him. And we start swimming back to the shore, and I got about halfway back and just fell into a laughing fit. I had to pop my head up, pull my snorkel off, and I was laughing top of my lungs for like a good minute or two. And he's like, oh yeah, come on mate, fucking calm down. And I was like, I can't believe you. I was doing impersonations of him and shit, and just, it was that fucking funny, man. I just never seen him freak out. He was legit freaked out. So we paddled in anyway the rest of the way, and fucking, yeah. Had a bit of a laugh about it, man. I kept laughing about it the rest of the day. I'd think about him freaking out and just have a good giggle to myself. It was fucking funny. And then I called me mate Kano after that, and we were just chatting because he goes to Cleaverville a bit, and we were talking about diving out the front there, and he goes, oh yeah, I never got out the front straight off the beach there though, because I remember pulling crab pots up, and there was fucking 2 tiger sharks hanging off my mate's crab pot. And I was like, oh, you're right. And Eli's out, yeah, fucking see, I told you, mate, there's something out there. You fucking didn't get hit by a shark, you mate. You fucking get hit touched by a turtle or a piece of seaweed or something. But yeah, okay. Apparently there's tigers that like to fucking swim through there and nibble on crab pots. But anyway, it wasn't a fucking shark. There's no sharks out there. But mate, that was good fun, and good to catch up with the bro as well, and you know, Uncle Eli, the kids call him. He stayed out here in the caravan, so it was the first guest we had to stay in the caravan too, which was pretty cool. And had a good old weekend. Which is funny, mate, we're different creatures to what we used to be. It was like 8:30 at night each night, and we'd normally be like fucking hitting the run by then and getting tunes cranking and fucking having a smoke and a spliff and all that. So we were setting up to yarn for another 5 hours, and it was like 8:30, and we were like, I turn in, mate. And he's like, yeah, it's like that look of like, yeah, I'm turning in too, bro. I'm fucking tired. Just going to bed at 8:30 at night on the weekend and shit. I think I made him stay up till like 11 o'clock one night. So I was like, bro, this is my Saturday night. This is the one night I get. We're not going to catch up again for the rest of the year. Let's at least stay up and fucking talk a bit of shit. So we did that one night, and the other nights it was all fucking in bed and stuff. The Fat Cat. You kids don't know who Fat Cat is, do ya? Fat Cat. You used to go to bed with Fat Cat at 7 or 7:30. I should know because I had to fucking go to bed with Fat Cat until I was like 13. Anyway, it's another free-to-air fucking relic from an old... I wouldn't be surprised if they still bloody got him. I wouldn't be surprised if they're still running Fat Cat and Humphrey B. Bear on those fucking free-to-air TV shows. I wouldn't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. Fucking Fat Cat. I think I'm going to go out with that. You know what? Get the fuck out. That's a get the fuck out of here. That's some fucking weird animal. What, like, it doesn't look anything like a cat. Humphrey B. Bear. There was another one. I'm sure there was a dog. There was Kenny the Echidna. They had a pretty rad song. There was a cartoon, but these fucking fully grown men in random animal suits that would come on, and I think they did like charity shit as well, but they'd come on every night with a fucking little song and tell all the kids to go to bed. Get the fuck out of here with that. What was that? Does that to help parents put their kids in bed or something? And who decides? Who fucking decides across the nation that at fucking this time, 7 o'clock, all the kids are going to bed, and then if you're a parent that runs things differently, you'd be feeling guilty all of a sudden because your kid goes to bed at 8:30 or some shit and sleeps like a baby all the way through 6 o'clock and he's fine. I mean, I do put my kids in bed at 7 o'clock, but that's not the point here. I don't get told by a fucking toy cat. Maybe it's a relic from my past. Maybe it's subconsciously, subliminally burned into my brain that kids have to go to bed at 7, and I start getting fucking wigging out and getting uncomfortable if I don't put them in bed on time because I was fucking told by a novelty, oversized fucking toy cat when I was a kid that that's the time kids go to bed. And maybe that's why my kids push back so hard, because they don't have some fucking weird fucking man dressed up in a fucking suit telling them to go to bed at 7 o'clock every night, and they don't get it. They don't get it. Maybe we need to bring Fat Cat back. I think I'm fucking convinced. I think I've just been converted. We need to get Fat Cat back. Nah, get the fuck out of here. What am I talking about? Fuck Fat Cat. Look, mate, I'm gonna go. Shit's getting weird. My language is getting foul. I didn't give you a Confessions with Davo because I ranted plenty on the beginning of this podcast, but I don't promise one next week. Next week, I've got a guest. For you. What the fuck? Next week, some things just fell down in the background. I think I'm moving too much. I'm going to say it now. Premiere. I've got a date locked down. So next week, we've got Bobby Lockyer coming on. Pretty stoked about that. She'll be the first guest inside the caravan. I've got to try and make it not weird in here. Like, get her comfortable. You always got to make sure your guest is comfortable. You want them to feel at ease when they come in and sit down and get into the flow of things. So I need to rearrange things so we're not too close and we're facing each other. It's not awkward. Get a bit of a setup going on. It'll be the first guest in the caravan, Bobby Lockyer, the local artist. She's fucking on fire. She does all sorts of shit. I'm gonna have to do a bit more. I've already got a couple of pages of questions and information written down from months ago when I first contacted her. So I'll go back over my notes and run through some of the shit that she's doing currently. But she does heaps of stuff, man, from designing clothes and like designs for clothes, and she's tied in with all these different art projects, and she's a painter and fucking just she does heaps of cool shit, man. She does heaps of stuff around town, and she's got designs on clothes and shit that have been featured at Paris Fashion Week, man. So like, she's killing it. She's got so many hats that she wears. Busy girl. Absolute queen. I don't use that word often. I'm not a dude that just says everyone's a fucking queen. This chick is a queen. So is my wife. I love you, mum. Love you, babe. But absolute queen, mate, and I'm pretty excited to get her on here. So on that note, I feel like I'm hyped up today for some reason. I got to call it. Sorry about the rant. It's my fucking opinion. I hope you took something from it. and we will check in next week again. Episode number 107. I'll have to see what her favourite song is. What you should do, I used to find out the favourite songs and music of the guest and then pick one based off that. So we're going to be going back down that track this week. Look forward to it. I'll see you all then. Yeah. Fucking, what should I go out the corny saying? Like, roll up for WA, like the fucking vaccinators have to wear. Anyway, take it easy, all. I'm just rambling now. Alright, peace.